Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dribbz Talks podcast. We're bringing it to you real, raw and uncut. A safe place where we can talk about anything and everything. So like, share and subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time. That's what the leaflets say. Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Dribbz Talks. Now, this one is a little different today because today I'm down at Urey Street Food at Telford Town Centre. Now, Urey Street Food has been providing the good people of Telford with amazing cultured food for 15 years now and has quickly become stapled into the heart of Telford. From sizzling grills to mouth-watering marinades, Urey is serving up a fusion of street-style vibes that transport your taste buds. Whether you're a local foodie or just passing through, this hidden gem is rewriting the rules of street food, one delicious bite at a time. The lady behind Urey Street Food goes by the name of Normi, and it's not often in this world you meet someone so pure and genuine. Her presence within this establishment is the very reason her customers have returned for over 15 years. More recently, much to the whole of Telford's disappointment, Normi had the news that her business is relocating from the Telford Town Centre and having to find a new premises. The whole of the community felt Normi's sadness, as this establishment isn't just a food outlet, it's a place to visit when you're in need of a smile and a friendly chat. It's been a local hub for some of our most vulnerable of people, and Normi's Urey Street Food will be truly missed. So join me as I catch up with some of the most loyal customers, find out their views on Urey Street Food relocating, and talk to the main lady herself. Grab a coffee, get comfy and enjoy the show. So guys, I'm going to be spending some time here at Urey Street Food, last day of trading at Telford Town Centre, and speak to some of the many customers who are passing by Normi's establishment to grab their last taste of Normi's amazing dishes and to wish her well. So grab a coffee, get comfy and stay tuned for the many customers' accounts on Urey Street Food. So firstly, for the benefit of my listeners, I'm interested to know, is this your first time at Urey Street Food or are you a regular customer?
Regular customer.
Hey, come on. What have you ordered today?
Thai green curry for the first time. I've not tried it before, so I'm going to be a bit adventurous. But I've asked him for extra spicy with rice.
Wicked.
Portion of chips for my daughter.
Love that. How would you describe the flavours or the vibe of Urey Street Food in one word?
Unreal.
I love that. You can't get any better than that, can you? Do you know what I mean?
Good,
it's unreal, yeah, man. Is there a dish here that you keep coming back for, and what makes it special?
Oh, yeah, that's curry goat.
Yeah,
it's like I tried it first in Birmingham, and I loved it. So I didn't realise Normi did it on the stall, and when I tried hers, it's just all the flavours and that, man. It's just like, yeah.
Love that. How does Urey's food compare to other street food that you've had in Telford or elsewhere?
It's not comparable. That's it. It's not comparable.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, only good things I can say about it.
Love that. What does Urey Street Food mean to you as part of your local community?
Well, I'm Shrewsbury. So it's not my local, but I'm happy to jump down the motorway to travel for it.
So you got no dramas in jumping in the motorway and heading to here?
I will travel miles for good food.
Do you think that this kind of establishment brings people together?
Yeah, definitely. I've met people that are queuing for it and end up having a good chinwag and they're all having food together, and it's a good environment.
Exactly that. So how did you become aware that Urey's is having to relocate from the Telford Town Centre?
By Normi herself, and I saw on Facebook and things like that because I follow her on her page.
Yeah.
And that.
How did that make you feel when you first found that out?
Gutted, really gutted, because not just for the food. Norma's just a lovely woman. I had the pleasure of working with her sons, JJ and everything, and obviously I tried her food when we were actually working away, and then when I first come to her stall, I just haven't stopped coming, to be fair.
This is the thing, this is what I say to people, like the big chains not mentioning the names, but the big chains, you know what I mean? You order something, it gets thrown at you and that's it. Whereas with Norma, it's like, how do you want it? Do you want it like this?
No, there's so
like
much love put in the food. It's quality.
100%. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like Urey's and Telford?
Definitely, get rid of all the corporate people. You know what I mean?
Can you describe Urey street food in 3 words, please, bro?
Fantastic, beautiful, and amazing.
Love that, love that. And finally then, is there a message you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team going forward?
Yeah, don't give up. No matter wherever the future takes you, just keep cooking the good food and good things will only come.
Love that. Thank you so much for your time.
No, it's all right, man.
Appreciate that. Have you used Norma's services before?
I have, yes. And it's, you know, it's been a fixture here for as long as I can remember.
Apparently 15 years now.
It seems like forever, but 15 years is a long time for any business, really.
How would you describe the flavours and the vibe of Urey street food in 1 word?
Well, it's just different.
Different, yeah.
It's different. There's nothing else like it in Telford.
There isn't. You've got all these franchises, and then you've got Norma, and it's a sad shame that she's having to relocate. It really, really is. Is there a dish that you tend to keep coming back for here?
Well, it was the biryani.
Yes, that seems to be the favourite with a lot of people. A lot of people. How does Urey's food compare to other street food that you may have had in Telford?
Well, it's consistent. It's consistently good, and I think that's why she gets so many repeat customers.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Do you feel like this kind of establishment brings people together?
It does, and I mean, Normi's been amazing on social media. You know, Normi Willet Pecori has just gone crazy, hasn't it?
It really has.
It's you can't skip those videos.
No, and a lot of the youth are getting on it now, aren't they? Because TikTok is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're just waiting to see what crazy foodstuffs people bring.
Absolutely. How did you become aware that Urey is having to relocate from Telford Town Centre?
Well, I saw a post on her social media, and I thought, it's such a shame that she's having to relocate. But knowing what Normi's like, I mean, it's just going to go on to bigger and better things, isn't it? And I know that it's not, you know, goodbye forever. There's something else in the pipeline, and I can't wait to see what she's got planned.
This is what I say, you know, although it's the end of the journey here, this is only the start of the journey for somewhere else. And I like to think that she might look back in the future and go, wow, being relocated was actually the best thing that could have happened to me.
Well, yeah, with every adversity comes an opportunity, and yes. I think that's what Normi has grabbed, and it's what, you know, great entrepreneurs do.
100%, yeah. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like Urey's?
I think it's a phenomenon, street food. I think Normi was way ahead of the curve on this. You see people like Digbeth Dining Club that have come on and made great strides with it. But these, you know, Urey's is just a gem. And I think, you know, there's a chance for Normi to step it up even further with her new premises in Oaken Gates.
Absolutely, yeah. If someone's never been to Urey street food, what would you say to convince them to give it a try?
I would say, tell Normi what you like, and she'll suggest something off the menu that will knock your socks off.
It's very personalised, isn't it?
It is, and she'll ask you questions about, you know, what sort of food you like, and she'll suggest something. She'll cook it fresh in front of you, and when you take it away, you'll be surprised. You'll be amazed.
100%. And finally then, is there a message you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team going forward?
Yeah, thanks for all those biryanis, and I'm looking forward to coming to Oaken Gates for something special in the future.
The thing I find is that every time I am here, almost every single person who passes by talks to her as if she's a member of the family.
Yes, that's massively, you know, that is quite a unique thing to have, you know.
Loads of different diverse people will walk by and they'll all talk to her as if she's just like their grandmother.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Do you feel that this kind of establishment brings people together?
Yeah.
How did you become aware that Urey's is having to relocate from Telford Town Centre? Because we're on the last day before she goes now.
I didn't. I was lucky to get here not knowing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's a shock for you as well then?
Yeah, I had no idea. Turned up today and find out.
Well, fear not, there is a different part of Telford that she's moving to, and I'm sure she'll announce that across her socials. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people have known that, so yeah, it's quite surprised that you didn't know
like
that.
I say, I'm not
right.
local.
Okay. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like yours?
Yeah, I think there's too many faceless chains now.
Totally agree with you. If someone's never been to Urey Street Food, what would you say to convince them to give it a try?
It's completely customizable. So if there's things you don't like, you can just leave it out.
Absolutely.
You can basically have anything you want.
Absolutely. And finally then, is there a message you'd like to send to Norma? Now you know obviously they're relocating, they're leaving today. Is there a message you'd like to send to Norma going forward?
I think just good luck.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. So firstly, for the benefit of my listeners, are you a regular to Urey Street Food?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And what do you normally order? Is there a go-to dish?
It has to be the chicken tikka masala, but I'm weird. I have to have it with cold rice.
How would you describe the flavours of Urey Street Food in one word?
Amazing.
Hey, I love that. Is there a dish that you keep coming back for? Is it always that one?
It's always the chicken tikka masala, yeah.
How does Urey's food compare to other street foods from Telford and surrounding, do you think?
She puts a lot of love into her food, and you can tell because it just tastes amazing.
Love that, yeah. What does Urey Street Food mean to you as part of the local community?
Helping small businesses.
Yeah, definitely.
And just knowing where to go for good food, which is definitely Urey Street Food.
Definitely, yeah. Do you feel that this kind of establishment brings the community together?
I'd say so, yes.
I think so. There's a lot of people that walk past and they'll stop and have a chat, won't they?
Yeah,
Even if
absolutely.
if they're not getting food, they'll still just have a chat with her.
Yeah.
And some people, I think, like the vulnerable people around Telford, that might be their only conversation they've had today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How did you become aware that Urey's was closing and relocating?
I think when I spoke to her, a few months back.
And how did you feel about that?
Absolutely gutted.
100%, yeah. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like Urey's?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much focus on the franchises now, isn't there? And like the
Yeah.
small businesses kind of get left behind.
Yeah, small businesses. That's what keeps, roof over their head, bills, and family running and things like
100%.
that. So it definitely needs to be supported more.
Yeah. If someone's never been to Urey Street Food, what would you say to convince them to come?
Absolutely do it. Her food is beautiful. You won't find it as nice as it is anywhere else.
Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. And finally, then, is there a message that you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team going forward?
Just good luck for the future, and I can't wait for the shop to open because I will definitely be there.
You're going to be there.
Yeah.
100%. Love
Absolutely.
that. Love that. Thank you so much for your time.
It's okay.
I've known Norma, been regular around Normi for the last 5.5 years.
Wow.
Actually, closer to 7.
Yeah, it's a long time. That's a long time. So with that then, is there any particular dish that you keep coming back for when you go to Urey's?
I absolutely love Normi's chips, but basically anything Normi cooks will have my mouth watering. She's a brilliant cook.
Definitely. How does Urey's food compare to other street foods that are around Telford and elsewhere?
Normi's is unique. Yeah, you come as a customer and you have the meal that you want, and she cooks the meal around you rather than you working around your meal. And she covers not only the things you like, but if you've got food intolerances or health problems, she will build you a meal that you can really enjoy.
Definitely. It's more personal, isn't it? It's more personal when you order food with her. How does Urey's food compare to other street vendors, do you think, around?
There is no other like Normi.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. What does Urey Street Food mean to you as part of the local community?
She is just part of it. She's just people come here and they expect to see, and she's like a landmark.
She is. And I've noticed there's people walking past today and like they're not necessarily ordering food, they're just saying hello to it.
Yes.
And for some of our vulnerable people around Telford, that may be the only conversation they've had all day.
This is it. A lot of vulnerable people do, because Normi, she will talk to her, she talks to them, and she'll help them out.
Definitely.
On a cold day, if somebody doesn't have a roof over their head and they're cold, she'll make them a cup of tea and give them something to eat.
I love that, and little things like that make all the difference, don't they? How did you first become aware that Urey is having to relocate?
I heard that from Normi myself.
And how did you feel about that?
It's wrong. It shouldn't happen to a small business when the business is going well. She's done brilliantly. She's an asset to the place, and she's built this business. She worked very hard to do it. She's worked very hard to keep it for 17 years. That's why.
100%. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like Urey's in Telford?
Yes, because every human, we're all different, we're all unique, we all have different things that appeal to us, and food is very much part of that in life.
Yeah.
So yes, I think we need that.
And you can relate food to a lot of emotions, can't you? If you're feeling sad, you can grab something. If you're feeling happy, you can do that for celebrations, and I guess Norma caters for all of that, really.
Yeah. But it's also sometimes you think, I could just do with that.
Yes.
You'll sit there and you think, I tell you what I could do with it right now.
Yeah. And she's there to cater for that. Yeah, so I think that's dead important. If someone's never been to Urey Street Food, what would you say to convince them to give it a try?
Just try it.
And finally then, is there a message you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team for going forward?
All the very, very best for everything. I know they're going to do brilliantly. There's no way they're going to do anything else.
No.
And thank you to them.
Yeah, I think this is the start of her journey. As much as it's an end here, this is a new chapter, and I think she'll smash whatever she does, won't she?
No, absolutely. No question otherwise.
And she's got the solid kind of, I say fan base, she's got the solid supporters now, hasn't she, that will follow her where she goes. So that's a lovely thing.
It is. I intend to.
Yeah, love that. Thank you so much for your time.
More than welcome.
Okay, so firstly, for the benefit of my listeners, are you a regular with Urey's?
Yes.
You are. Have you ordered anything today, or when was the last time you ordered?
I've ordered for tonight.
Oh, lovely. What have you ordered?
I've ordered prawn Mexican and chips.
Lovely.
For tonight.
How would you describe the flavours of Urey Street Food?
Delicious.
They really are. You're so right there. Is there a dish that you keep coming back for?
No, I vary it from, because I have one weekly, so I vary it from week to week.
I suppose, it'd be a bit boring staying the same, wouldn't it? So,
It's nice to try different dishes.
Variation is the key, 100%.
Yeah.
How does Urey's food compare to other street foods that you may have tried?
I haven't really had lots of street foods. I haven't had to look with her here. So.
Yeah, but how do you think it differs from the big franchises like the one behind us?
It's just all fresh and cooked there and then, hot and delicious.
And it's personal as well, isn't it? Like, she'll ask you, how do you want certain, whether you want it strong or not. And with the franchises, you kind of get what you're given, don't you?
Yeah, you do, yes.
What does Urey Street Food mean to you as part of the local community?
I think it's a very important part of our local community.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry she's leaving here, and I can't wait for her to open up in Oaken Gates.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you feel that this kind of establishment brings people together?
Yes, I think it does.
I think it does too. I've noticed there's so many people that don't necessarily order food, they're just popping by to say hello to her.
Right. Yeah, and I think they'll miss that.
Yeah.
I hope they do it in Oaken Gates. It's just
Me too. I hope people make the effort to go there.
Me.
How did you become aware that Urey's was relocating?
She told me.
Did she tell you? Did she? How did you feel at the time about that?
I just feel very sad about it. I'm just pleased that she's lasted longer than she thought she would.
Yes, she said she's lasted a year longer, and she's grateful for that.
Yeah.
Which
it's a pity she can't go on a bit longer.
Isn't it just?
But there's got to be a gap between this and Oaken Gates.
Yeah, so thinking in mind of Urey's, how would you like to see more support for local street food in the area?
Yes, of course I would.
Yeah.
For local people, full stop.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If someone's never been to Urey Street Food, what would you say to convince them to give it a try?
just give it a try. You can, as you say, it's tailor-made to you. You can choose exactly what you want, how you want it, and she cooks it there and then.
And finally then, and this is quite an important one because this is what Norma can take on with her, is there any messages that you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team for going forward?
Just keep doing what you're doing. You can only get better, and we'll support you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
So we've been a regular as a family for as long as I can remember. Like, I went to school with her granddaughter.
Yeah.
And ever since the first time we met, she's been my nana too.
Come on, I love that.
So I live out of town. My mum and dad are still here, but every time I come to Telford, no matter what, I gotta come to this car park just grab something to eat.
Yes.
So it's like when I go home and I say to my mum, I need some food. Same thing, Nana. I need some bro.
Nana Norris.
Straight off.
I love that.
I don't even call her by her name. It's Nana.
I love that.
Serious.
What have you ordered today then?
You just stopped me before I've even ordered.
Man. Sorry.
I usually go for something a little bit spicy, maybe a little bit of seafood or a curry goat.
Yeah.
Because I'm with my missus today. She don't into that kind of stuff. Probably gonna end up with something chicken.
All right, okay. How would you describe the flavours or the vibe of Urey street food in one word, bro?
The vibe's just perfect. It's it's like home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you're outside, she just makes you feel like it's home cooked dinner. Home cooked dinner. She's asking you how things are. She remembers your last update. She come to my wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got married last year. She was at my wedding.
Love that.
So everything, it's just literally like being at your nana's house outside.
Thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And then the food, you can't fault it. It's what you want from street food.
So how does Urey street food compare to other street food that you've had in Telford or elsewhere? It's that personal vibe, I guess, isn't it?
The food alone, without the other aspects that you get from here, the food alone is perfect. I mean, it's up there, top tier.
Yeah.
Better than majority of street foods that I'd go to, unless you're going somewhere crazy.
Yeah.
This is like, you talk about this when you have a shit one. You're like, I got one for you next time we're in Telford.
Yes, definitely.
So definitely up there. And then, like you said, with the personal, it's just on top of it, cherry on top.
Do you feel like this kind of establishment brings people together?
100%, man. 100%. This place has been here. It's a. I don't know the correct word, but it's like a landmark here.
15 years it's been here.
Town car park, and people who haven't ate here will say, that spot at Town car park. Is it any good? They just know when you come into this car park that's there.
100.
It's gonna be. It's part of the furniture.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. You're right. How did you become aware that Urey's was relocating?
I think originally, because obviously, like I said, my mum and that are still here. My mum talks to Norma. They're quite close.
Yeah.
So she's obviously been made aware through the normal channels. Telford's a small knit community.
How did you feel about that when you found out?
I was fuming.
Everyone is.
I said, how on earth can they justify this, bro? This is criminality.
Mm-hmm.
Serious.
When you've got chains and that.
Yeah. They already make it hard enough for you to succeed in this life.
Yeah.
Nana's gone out here. She's done her thing. 15 odd years. She had a shit start before that with a restaurant and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she decided, I ain't gonna lay down. I'm still gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
And even still, 15 years in, they're still trying to tear her down, man.
Exactly.
Nana ain't getting tore down, man.
Nah, no way. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like Urey's in Telford?
100%. I'm not fully, like I said, I'm not in town anymore, so I'm not fully aware of any other places. But if there's places out here like Nana's that are going through the same thing, they're making it difficult for them or whatnot. Definitely. It's wrong. At the end of the day, we're the working man.
If someone's never been to Urey street food, what would you say to convince them to give it a try?
Well, when's the closing date on this at the moment?
Today, bro. This is the last day, man.
The only thing I'd say is I've been getting in contact with Nana.
But then she's moving in, to a different premises in Telford.
Okay. See, again, I'm not fully up to date because I'm out of town. So now I know, that's great. I'd say you better get there before they try and close it down again.
100%.
Because if you don't, I'm telling you, this is one of those things that you add to a bucket list. It ain't a flight out to Dubai that's hard to reach. This is in your grasp, yeah. Come get some food.
Love that.
I'm telling you.
Love that. And finally then, this is a personal one like that Norma can take away. Is there a message that you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team going forward?
No message to be needed, to be honest, because I'm gonna see you soon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna leave a note like it's the last time I'm seeing you. I'm gonna see you next time I'm in Telford.
Love that. So it ain't the end, is it?
No needed.
That's what I mean. Like this is just, although it's the end here, this is the beginning of her next journey, innit?
Yeah.
I hope that she looks back and goes, relocating was probably actually the best thing. It was a blessing because now I'm doing this. Do you know what I mean?
And it will increase the amount of people that are aware. Like people that don't come to this car park even weren't aware of it if they park in a different one. People that don't know about the food or anything.
Yeah.
It might, like you said, it might be something new for her. But I know wherever she goes, she's gonna smash it. And I'm gonna see her next time. So I've got no message for her.
Love that, bro. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Of course, man.
I'd say I'm pretty much regular. I try and come down once or twice a month, really.
Love that. What have you ordered today?
So I personally go for the Chinese chow mein as hot because like a bit of spice. But personally, meat-wise, I'm always going goat. Just tender, beautifully cooked as well.
Love that. How would you describe the flavours or the vibe of Urey street food in one word?
Fantastic. It's probably the best place to go.
It is. No, you're right. I totally agree with you. How does Urey's food compare to other street foods that you may have had elsewhere?
It doesn't. Urey's cooks with love, and she'll do her best to, do everything that you need to. And with her, she'll, if you got kids, for myself, I've got an autistic 5-year-old. So he's very fussy because he has ARFID, and she'll just get him plain pasta, she
and it's no drama for her to do that, is it?
No drama at all. She'll happily go with it, whereas at any other fast food place she gotta go into the whole story why they want it like this, and whereas with Norma I can just ask and say, can I just get this, and
love that.
She'll happily do it.
Love that. What does Urey street food mean to you as part of the local community?
It's a big part of the local community. I mean, she's been here 15 years.
15 years, yeah.
And she, as a person, she's amazing. The food itself is great, and it's not hard to start up a conversation with her. You can just start talking, and you don't know where it's gonna, it's gonna go, and you're always gonna get some great food out of it too.
Definitely. How did you become aware that Urey's is having to relocate?
So, because I've been coming to Urey's now for about 2-3 years. As soon as it hit Facebook, I gave her a call, said what's going on. And really I've been trying to keep up to date with everything, seeing where she's going to go, so then I can continue.
How did you feel about it when you got the news about that?
It was annoying because, it's for a burger shop and a coffee shop, and in the nicest way possible, we've got enough of those. There's so many already up here, we don't need another 2 franchises, and let alone Urey's a staple at Telford at this point.
Spot on. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses like Urey's in Telford?
Definitely, we need it, because with this, we've got 2 major franchises coming, no one knows the names, but it's a case of we're getting rid of locals to bring in franchise, which franchise are just there for the money, whereas Urey's there to, she's everybody's nan at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. If someone's never been to Urey street food, what would you say to convince them to give it a try?
Honestly, it'd be hard to try and convince someone without saying, it's just one of those that you need to do. I can't really say, grab this, because there's so many different things that you can do, and she's more than happy to mix styles. Like, you can get a Caribbean curry and stick prawns in there if you want to. You could do whatever you want. It's just a case of go have a look, go have a try.
Definitely. And finally then, is there a message that you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team going forward?
Honestly, I hope that we find somewhere and it gets back up and running as soon as possible, because I'll be there day one.
Love that. Thank you so much for your time. Are you a regular at Urey's?
I am, yes.
You are?
Yes. Even though the place I work serves basically the same food, Normi's is better.
Love that.
So much better.
But don't tell me where you work. It's fine. I'm not going to ask you that. How would you describe the flavours or the vibe of Urey street food in one word?
Fun.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Okay. Is there a dish that you keep coming back for?
No, I change it up every time. Like to try something different every time.
How does Urey's food compare to other street food that you've had elsewhere?
It doesn't compare, it's better, and the service makes it 10 times better as well.
So many guests that have said the same.
The service is everything, and it makes the experience better as a whole.
What does Urey street food mean to you as part of the local community?
It has quite a deep-seated meaning for me. I've been in the area since she opened, and I've been eating it since I was a kid.
Really?
So I'm 30 now. I've been buying food from her since I was 15.
Wow,
so
love
it
that.
means a big whole thing to me.
Yeah.
So I'll be going to a new place as soon as
Do you feel like this kind of establishment brings people together?
Yes. Yeah. These solo-run establishments brings the community together because we all come together to support that solo
Definitely.
business.
Love that. How did you become aware that Urey was relocating?
She told me. She's a guest at where I work,
Yeah.
and she had a chat with us about it. It's
And
very
how do you
sad.
feel about that?
Very sad. Very sad. As someone who's been part of a business for 15 years, it's quite sad to see that she's had to move.
Yeah,
but
it really is. Would you like to see more support for local street food businesses
Yes.
like Urey's?
Yes, 100%.
It's really important, isn't it?
It is. Like, we've got all these big chains, but these small businesses and small restaurants are what keeps it going, in my mind.
100%. If someone's never been to Urey street food, what would you say to convince them to try it?
Just do it. Like, there's nothing that I can convince anybody with. The best I can say is try it for yourself.
You need to smell it first. It's the smell that brings
Just
you in.
walk
It's
past
like, wow.
the van. That's plenty.
100%. Can you describe Urey street food in 3 words?
Fantastic, brilliant, and friendly.
That's amazing. That's all we need. And finally, then, going forward, is there a message you'd like to send to Norma and the Urey team?
Thank you for being such a pillar of the community, being so friendly and accepting, and making everybody in the vicinity happy and positive with her energy. It's definitely going to be missed. Definitely.
It really is. I don't think she quite realises just how much of an impact she's had on this community.
I don't think she does. She doesn't realise how much of an amazing person she is.
And that's
as
why it's
well.
important to capture things like this, you know.
Yeah.
There is throwaway comments that when people are walking past and they go, oh, sorry to see you leave, but like things like this, they can be kept forever, and she can always like go back and listen to them and see how far she's come.
Exactly that. Exactly.
You know? Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Dribbz Talks, the podcast where we look at some of society's most influential people and bring their stories behind the flavours, the faces behind the food, and the heart behind the hustle. Tonight, I'm sitting down with the incredible Normi Urey, the force, the flavour, and the soul behind Urey Street Food, which has been serving the good people of Telford for 15 years now. Normi's vibrant dishes and warm welcoming spirit has made her a beloved fixture in the community, but recently, Normi received some difficult news. Urey Street Food is having to relocate from its current home at Telford Town Centre. In this heartfelt conversation, we talk about what these changes mean, the journey that brought Normi here, and what the future might hold for her and her delicious food. It's a story of resilience, roots, and the power of food to bring people together, even in the face of change. So with all that being said, welcome to the show, Normi.
Oh, Dribbz, that was lovely. Thank you so much.
You like that intro, did you?
What a lovely intro. Thank you.
Are you okay? You ready for this?
I'm ready for this. You've waited long enough to get
I
here.
have. And now I've got you in the hot seat. It's like, wow, she's here. Right, let's do this. So, previous to my podcast, my listeners would have heard a selection of customer testimonials about their experiences with having you as a solid fixture of their everyday life. And I know right now you haven't heard these as you chose to listen when this podcast is all edited together. I personally think that you made a wise move there, Normi, and I really hope that you enjoy listening to this full podcast. At a time of reflection, that you can press play on this when you're looking to reflect on everything that you've achieved. So, Normi, take us back to the beginning. What inspired you to start Urey Street Food, and how did your journey into the world of street food begin?
Well, it began there actually, because before that I'd ran a restaurant, which I believed was my own at the time. And unfortunately, after the end of a breakup of a relationship, I ended up having to start again. And I decided, I'd been offered different jobs chefing in people's kitchens, and I just felt that rather than do that, I would like to do something for myself. And if I made something from scratch, and I made the menu, and I invented the concept of cooking and everything was completely my own, then even though it would just be in a small or large trailer, then I wouldn't feel bitter for losing what I'd already achieved. and it worked. It worked great. It worked better than I ever imagined it would.
I love that. I love that answer. Was there a specific moment when you knew that this was more than just a passion, that it could actually become a business?
For the trailer,
yeah,
it had to become a business because it had to pay the bills. So it wasn't just a passion. It was everything. It was like rebuilding my soul. I love feeding people, and I love their reactions when I feed them. I always feed with love, and I always get it back.
You do?
And I don't get complaints. I just get lots of smiley faces, and that carries me through every day. It's
amazing.
Just brilliant.
Amazing. What do you think were some of the biggest challenges that you faced in those early days, and how did you push through them, Normi?
It was pretty easy at the beginning, and then there's been challenges all the way, really, like COVID was obviously one of them. There's bereavements. When you're self-employed, you don't get time to grieve. You've got to carry on working because the rent of the trailer needs paying, and also the mortgage needs paying, so you've just got to battle on through. And but things like that, they're challenges, and they just make you stronger.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Was food always a big part of your life growing up, and who and what influenced your cooking styles the most, do you think?
Nobody really. I was a foodie. I was a comfort eater. I'd had a bit of a broken childhood, and food was my comfort, which isn't always a great thing, is it? But yeah, I learnt to love it and respect it, and feed other people. If I'm feeding other people, I'm not feeding myself.
I always say, like, with certain foods, it can relate to every emotion. You know, when you're sad, you'll have a certain meal. When you're happy, you'll have a certain meal to celebrate. So it is mad that different emotions can relate all to food, I guess. And the fact that you're feeding them customers and there's a smile on their face and you're happy with that is like the main thing why I think it kept for 15 years.
Oh,
I really do. So take us back to that moment when, and how did it feel the day you first bought your food van to Telford Town Centre?
Wow, it was fabulous. I was so proud of myself that I'd actually designed it, had it built. As I say, I'd made the menu. I'd put a twist to the menu, so I took foods from around the world and put a twist to it to make it like with a healthier touch. And like, for instance, using sea salt, Himalayan salt instead of using normal salt, using healthier oils instead of ghee. And I just wanted to be able to offer it to everybody. I wanted everybody to be able to come to me and be able to eat. And
that they certainly did. Take us back to that moment. Like, how did it feel the day you first bought your food van to Telford Town Centre and setting up and serving your first customers and finding your rhythm in the town centre?
Well, it's a little bit scary, isn't it?
I'm sure it was.
It's a little bit scary and a little bit exciting. And that's all I can say, really. And quite proud. I'm sure you was, yeah. And it's nothing you can't handle either. Come on, nothing you can't handle. Now, your menu is a vibrant mix of global cuisines. Can you share how you developed this diverse offering and what influences have shaped your cooking style? Yeah, of course. I know people from all over the world, and I'm friends with everybody. So what I do is just nick everybody's recipes and make them my own. I like your honesty. So say, for instance, my pakoras, they were stolen from a next door neighbour 30 years ago, and obviously I've put my own twist to those as well. And I've sold them all these years, and now I've made the pakori that is something of my own. Absolutely, yeah. And we're going to get into that a little later about the TikTok craze that's landed. Anyway, on speaking to a range of customers, they often praise the authentic and the quality of your dishes, like the Jamaican goat curry. So come on then, Normi, what's your secret to creating such flavourful meals? I taste every meal. So as long as you like what I like, you're made. And it's the love I put in it as well. Yeah. And
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's a fair few testimonials that all say that same thing. The food is made with love, and I love that. That's amazing, you know. And they've all said that, and I'm not going to play them to you now because I don't, you know. I know you're quite a emotional lady, but the food is made with love, and you could genuinely hear. I'm not going to tell you what words they said, but you could genuinely hear the sadness in their voice when they were talking to me. They weren't just talking to me just for the sake of it. You could tell that they were genuinely sad about you leaving. But let's carry on. So you've built such a strong rapport with your customers over the years. How has this relationship influenced your approach to service and menu development?
It's all part and part of the same. It's not only about cooking for people, it's about caring for people, and it just all comes together on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Did such a rapport take a long time to build, or do you think it came quite naturally?
No, everything comes naturally. If you're natural with people, it comes naturally.
Yeah, because they can say that, especially when you first got to town centre, I'm sure there was a few people that were like, hey up, what's this? Did you have a few people coming over to you going, what's going on?
There was one gentleman that came, and he was the first gentleman that came past, and he said, you never make it here, you know. And then for the next, I haven't seen him for a while, but for the next 12 years at least, every time he came past, he said, remember when I said that? I was wrong, wasn't I?
I love that. What do you think are some of the best values and morals to have when running a business that is so intimate with your customers?
The customer always comes first. Oh, absolutely. It's got to be more customer service than the money that you're getting from what you're serving.
Yeah.
And that will take you through.
Mm-hmm. One thing that really stands out about Urey Street Food is the way people describe your cooking not just as delicious but as comforting, full of love and made with care. What does it mean to you personally to cook with love?
It means everything to me. That's exactly what I'm doing. So my menu, I've made my menu so that people can have exactly what they want. They're basically bossing me around in my own kitchen and telling me they don't want mushrooms or they want a bit more spice, and I want the meal to be perfect. I really, truly, with all my heart, want that meal to be perfect for them. Yeah. And that's why they get what they get.
Because I feel like you have this amazing way of connecting with your customers. I've seen it myself. You don't just serve food. You ask how they're doing, how they want their dishes, as you just said. And why do you think that's important for you to make each plate personal to them?
Because I just want it to be perfect for them.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good answer. That kind of care, it isn't something that you see everywhere. And do you think that's part of why people keep coming back? Because they don't just get a meal, they get something made that's just for them. Hopefully
it's a bit of both. I mean, I hope they come back because they like my food, not just me. But yes, I do believe that. I really want a good customer service when I go anywhere as well. Yeah. So it comes both ways. I guess
that bar's quite high for you, isn't it?
It is quite high.
So look out anyone that serves Normi in the future, because that bar's high, and yeah.
Yeah, my kids know it.
That love and attention, it's what makes Urey Street Food feel more like home than just a food stop. And that's what I've heard people say, Normi, and it's beautiful to see someone pour so much heart into what they do, and I think it's such a powerful quality to have. You're not just feeding people's stomachs, you're feeding their hearts, and that's what really shows, and that's what has shown for 15 years now, which is an achievement in itself. What do you think it is about your setup, your food, or your energy that connects with folks so deeply?
I think it probably is. It's the love and energy that goes into it, for sure. And just because I open my heart to everyone, and I think everyone that comes there feels comfortable. They're comfortable to ask for what they want. Yeah. They're not afraid to say, could I have it this way? Yeah. Hopefully, I hope that that's what I've put over to them, because they all seem to go away happy.
Absolutely, I'd pretty much say that it is that. And with a lot of my guests previously, one thing that they come out of these podcasts with is they see it as a time of reflection. And I know that obviously you've done a lot of reflecting, or maybe you just haven't had the time to even stop and reflect yet, Normi, but what do you think it is, if for me, to look back at reflection and to identify key things? If you could go back and give yourself a message on that first day in that van, what would you say to the early days of Normi?
Well, if I went back that far, I would be giving myself a lot of messages about just let it be. Just let it be. Just be who you are. Do what you do. And everything's for a reason. And I really, truly believe that. So any worries about... I don't worry about things anymore. I don't stress over things. It just comes along as it's meant to.
Love that.
Didn't know that then.
Yeah, but you know it now.
I know it now.
But you know it now. In all these years of cooking then, Normi, do you have a particular favourite dish that you like to make?
I have a particular one that I like to eat.
Go on, we'll have that.
Okay, and it's the mutton biryani. So I do sell a lot of that because when people ask me to recommend, that's what I say.
It's that one.
But I like cooking individual meals for who. Some people just come along and they want chicken, noodles and soy sauce. I don't love cooking that, but I love the fact that they're getting what they want.
Yes, yeah, of course. I've got to ask you then, Normi, when you get home, do you still feel motivated to make your own food, or how often do you call for that takeaway?
Do I? Hell. I take it home with me. I mean, sometimes I'm there cooking, and as I taste everybody's meal, and all day I'm thinking, this tastes so good, I'm going to have that tonight. And I say it to myself all day, and then by the time I've cooked that last meal, I don't want to cook a single other meal, and I go home and have egg on toast or something.
Now, 15 years is an incredible milestone, and over that time, you must have met so many different people. Can you share some of the most memorable customers that you've served, and what's made those moments special?
Do you know what? I can't.
Can you not? You can't pinpoint any?
No, I can. But I wouldn't know. They've all been amazing. They've all been special, and I've got amazing stories about them. But if I say some of them, the other ones will feel left out, and I couldn't do that to anybody.
You play it safe there, Normi.
No chance.
You play it safe.
I'm not
there.
sitting on the fence. Everybody's important to me.
Are there any particular stories from customers that have stuck with you? Maybe something funny, touching, or unexpected?
Now you're putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
These are what you could have told me beforehand. Oh no, gosh.
No, that's fine.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sure afterwards I'll say, I wish I'd told him that one.
Have you had customers that have become like family to you through the years?
I have, yeah.
See, that's a lovely thing, isn't it?
I have. I try not to bring people too close. I like to be friends with them all, but not let them too far in.
Okay.
But yeah, there are a couple of people that I've let under my wing, and only because I know that I can help them. If I commit to somebody, I don't want to let them down.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yes.
Do you have any of the regulars who have been there with you from the very start? And what does loyalty mean to you, Normi?
It means everything, but it also means a lot to them when they come along and I know exactly what they're eating.
Yes.
And I can do that if they've been more than twice.
Really?
I can remember.
See, that's a skill in itself.
I've got people that have been my customer 15 years ago, and they've moved away with work. And then they'll come and visit when they're visiting Telford, and I'll remember what they've eaten from that time.
Wow.
And that honestly means so much to them.
I bet.
I mean, there's nothing else in my brain, but I can remember what they eat.
Wow.
So that's a true foodie, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And if Normi ever forgets your birthday, please take offence, because if she can remember someone from 15 years ago,
I will.
Do you forget a lot of birthdays?
I'll forget their birthday and I'll forget their name.
Wow. So it really is all around food.
It is.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Have you ever had a moment where a customer's feedback or reaction has changed how you do things or inspired you in some way?
Customers inspire me all the time. They carry me. So when I get feedback from them, when I get reviews, it's just lovely. When somebody comes to me and say, I found you on Google and this is what these customers have said, and I've never put anything on Google, and they've just gone off and done it themselves.
Wow.
It's just amazing. See,
this is what I always say, Normi. I live my life by this now. Like, people are too quick to say when someone's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
But when someone's done a good job, they're not commended for it. They just expect that. And I will go out of my way now, if a waitress is polite, or can I speak to your manager? And they'll be like, oh, when they bring the manager over, just to let you know, that waitress is an absolute star. She's really welcomed us. And this manager's like, we don't normally get these comments.
I do it, yeah.
You do it as well.
You, absolutely, yeah.
It's always worth doing that. It's always worth doing that. Now, after 15 years, what lessons have you learned from your customers that have helped shape your business and approach to food?
I don't really know, apart from just to carry on doing what I'm doing, really. I haven't felt the need to change anything throughout the years, and even when I do get to move to my next place, I'm going to be doing the same because it's in demand.
If it's not broke, why fix it, eh?
Well, yes, exactly that.
Yeah, and it ain't broke. It's not broke. You've gained attention now. Yeah, let's get into this now. You've gained attention on TikTok by turning random ingredients into pakoras. Now, through this ever-catching saying, Normi, will it pakori? Now, this has seen people travel far and wide to ask you this very question and to enjoy all the delicious pakoris that you make. How did this idea come about, and what role has social media played in connecting with your audience?
Well, it was kind of a bit of an accident, really.
Was it really?
So, my kids don't ask me for much. In fact, they never ask me for anything. So if they ever suggest anything to me, I like to follow it through, just to show that I'm listening, if nothing else. Yeah, so my boys said to me that, Mum, I think you'd be good on TikTok. Why don't you have a go at TikTok? I'm like, what's TikTok then? Show me. It took me a week to even press the plus sign because I was so terrified of going live or something.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And then I had a little think about it overnight, and I thought, I've got an idea of what I can do. So I got Gino to do the video, our Gino.
Yep.
And I posted it. I edited it and posted it. And my one son phoned me and said, who's edited this for you, Mum? And I said, I did it myself. And then it just went mad. I posted that video and everybody came and have continued to come. I can do 12 a day sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, it's just crazy. And people travel from Manchester, from Birmingham, from Wales.
Where's the furthest, Normi? Where's the furthest you've had someone?
Well, she didn't travel this far, but she was from Spain.
Wow.
And she came to the trailer just for food. They just happened upon me. And I do, when I taste people's food and they're watching me, I do this funny quirky thing with my eyebrows to say it's nice. And as I did that to her, she realised who I was. She recognised me from Spain.
Wow.
And she just went crazy. She went, oh my gosh. So she did one with me then. That was a really proud and lovely moment.
I love that. What was your reaction when you first saw the TikTok videos starting to go viral? Did you ever expect something like that when you first signed up to it?
No. Daft old bat like me going viral. And of course I didn't.
No, pakoras are such a beloved snack. Why do you think the Will It Pakori challenge caught on so quickly with so many people? I suppose the fact that it's quirky, isn't it?
It's because
it rolls off the end of your tongue, doesn't it?
It's because it's quirky, and I actually think, although a lot of people think differently, people like kindness, and the thing is that the reason that I'm doing it is to spread a bit of kindness. And I say to when people go try and pay, I say, oh no, it's a gift of kindness from me. Can you now go and do something kind for someone else? And they say, yeah, of course we will. I don't know if they always do, but I know this. They always go away happy and waving and smiling.
Yeah.
So whether I'm spreading kindness or not, I'm definitely spreading happiness.
Definitely. Have you tried any of the wildest Will It Pakoris yourself?
Yeah, of course.
What's the strangest thing that you've seen people bring to you?
So I've got this saying that I always say when I'm on the live, people ask me that question, and I always say that I didn't pakori Will Wellings' underpants because I didn't know where they'd been, and that is always my saying. So he gets spoken about a lot on here, but I don't know, maybe banana blossom, because
oh wow,
you would expect it to taste like a nani, and it doesn't. It
doesn't
tastes
it?
Like cheese.
Oh.
So
yeah, I definitely would have expected that to taste like banana.
That's an unusual one.
Yeah. How has the TikTok craze impacted Urey street food? Did it bring new customers or change the vibe around your business?
It's both. Yeah. It's brought lots of new customers, because I also do one called Don't Knock It Till We Wok It.
Yep.
And people come and they eat the food and review it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all, it shows what. So when I'm on the live, I show myself cooking, so they can see all that going on as
Absolutely,
well. And I read the menu, so it brings people in. It's been good.
Brilliant. Now, social media trends can be unpredictable. What advice would you give to other food business owners looking to connect with their community online like you did?
Just think of doing something quirky, really. and make it a special something like Normi will it Pakori.
Yeah, exactly that. What's next for Urey Street Food when it comes to the social media side then? Is there any new challenges or ideas in the pipeline?
There's not really. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. When we get I know you don't want to talk about that yet, but when I get my new restaurant, I think I'll do more cooking on there then. Yeah. And show them cooking.
Absolutely. Now, as well as a huge network of loyal customers, you've also had one hell of a huge loving family. How has your family influenced your journey with Urey Street Food?
We're all foodies.
Hey.
We all love eating, and they can all cook.
Can they?
My boys can all cook, and my daughter, she's Billy's Chili Shack or Billy's Banquets. She does both, and her food is absolutely amazing.
She's doing really well with that, right?
Really well.
Oh,
yeah.
Love that. No, that's really good. What role does family play in your day-to-day life and your business? Do they help out with the food or the operations, or do they provide moral support when you need it?
Well, with my family, they're all independent. I've raised them to be independent, so they're all busy with their own families and doing a good job of that. So they've got their own businesses to run, and they know Mum's all right. When I was leaving the other day, they all bowled up together as a surprise to see me on my last farewell from there.
I loved that. I loved seeing the picture of that. I missed it. As I'd left, you then uploaded a picture, and it was just so nice to see them all come to support you on that last day.
It wasn't my whole family, you know.
Was it not? There was still more.
There's a few that couldn't come, but
wow.
No, exactly. Do you know what? We take a lot of space upon this earth, but they're all good people. So it's a good space.
You've done well in this life, Normi. You've done well.
Thank you.
Now, running a street food business is demanding. How do you balance the busy work schedule with spending quality time with your family?
It's a hard one. It's hard. They come and see me on a Sunday. There's always lots of birthdays within each family. I've got 27 grandchildren, 26 and one on the way.
Wow.
And so there's always birthdays, so there's always get-togethers. So that's when we see each other, really. Yeah. It's not very often we all get together at the same time, sadly.
Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? It's life.
Yeah.
Are there any family traditions or values that you make sure you keep alive through your cooking or the way you run your business?
Just that they just cook the same as I cook. They all enjoy their food, and it's not through the business, it's just our family.
Yeah. Have you ever involved your family members in creating or testing new dishes? And if you have, what was the experience like?
I do. So, yeah, if they come along, I might test them out on a new pakori. Say, try this one.
What does family mean to you personally then, Normi? And how do you hope that your children or younger family members will carry on your legacy?
So, family means everything to me. So, as a child, I lost my mum young at the age of 4. And we had a lovely big Liverpudlian family that surrounded us when she was alive, and they seemed to not be there anymore. And I really longed for a family, and then I'd go and make this great big giant family. So it means more than you could ever imagine.
I'm sure it does, yeah. I'm sure it does. Now, let's get into it then about the premises, all right? More recently then, Normi, you received the news that your business was being forced to relocate from Telford Town Centre. This must have been a big shock for you. Can you tell us how you first found out about this, about you having to relocate, and what went through your mind at the time?
Well, it happened to be at the time when TikTok first set off, and I knew by one of the staff that it had been noted by management. And when I got called in for a meeting, I actually thought that they called me in to congratulate me for it and to say what can we do to support it, because I was bringing a lot of people in from a lot of places. So I got a bit of a shock when they told me that my time was finished there and that I got 3 months to pack up and go. I honestly thought that I'd be there to the end of time. I didn't think that would ever happen. So I went home and had a big cry. All my family came piling in to give me a big hug. And I just wrote on social media, come and get your last fix of Urey's. And that was it. From that, the whole community carried me. They picked me up. I'm going to I'm going to stop for a minute because I'm getting tearful.
It's okay. It's all right. Honestly, we can pause and go.
I thought I'd finished all that now. I thought I'd cried myself
No,
out.
it's fine.
Sorry, guys.
Honestly, you just carry on when you're ready. It's cool.
No, we'll carry on. Okay. So I straight away on that very evening, I had a phone call from Sean Davis asking what he could do to help. And I'm saying, could you leave me alone for a minute? I'll speak to you in a little while when I'm all right. And so batted him off, the poor chap. And then so one of my customers put a petition up that signed 2,000 signs on the first evening, and it was just absolute, couldn't believe it. I got thousands of, not thousands, but hundreds and hundreds of shares on Facebook.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just felt that I just sat there and got carried. It was absolutely amazing. And even though the petition didn't get me to stay, it got me to stay for an extra year, which gave me the time to put things into place.
Absolutely.
And even though I have had to leave now, I'm still in a better and safer place than I was.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did eventually meet Sean Davis and his team, I was offered a place in Oakengates. I knew that all my customers would come. I had no doubt about that at all. But the majority of people said it was actually better for them, which really surprised me.
That's good, yeah.
So I'm excited. I've always got to find something to give, and what I've got to give is I'm going to bring my community and my customers down to Oakengates, my lovely Oakengates, where I grew up.
Hey, so that's good, isn't it? I didn't realise you grew up in Oakengates.
Well, I grew up in Furness Lane.
Oh, okay,
but
right.
Oakengates is obviously our local town.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time there. I've worked in Oakengates, and it's like I'm going home.
I love that. You've built up such a strong presence in the heart of Telford. What has working within Telford meant to you over the years?
Well, I'm going to tell you something a bit rotten. So I left Telford when I married, and I went to live in Germany, and my marriage broke down. And when I came back to Telford, it was almost taking a step back. And as I drove back into Telford, I felt like a big wet blanket being put around me. And I didn't accept it very well. But it was probably... Well, I warmed to it as I went along, but it was when I started the trailer that I really, really felt back in love with Telford. Yeah. And I love it, and I'm so proud of it. It's a fabulous community, and I also feel very protective of it, because we have got a bit of a bad name for things that aren't our fault.
Yes.
And I do want to get that name back, that people think of Telford as something different now. Yeah. And I hear it all the time from different people, how wonderful Telford seems, how fabulous Telford people are.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud to be a Telfordite.
Me too, definitely. I can imagine that this kind of move comes with mixed emotions. Now, what has been the hardest part about saying goodbye to that very spot?
Well, it's not only customers that I serve. I get people coming past every day who aren't buying food but have no one to talk to, lonely people, and they've come to me and they've cried and they're so sad that I'm going, and that's broke my heart. And also homeless people that can't afford a meal, or people that can't afford a meal, and or have no money until the end of the week. They can't go to Mackey's and ask for it on tick, but they can come to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a soft touch, but I'll help where I can.
Yeah.
Don't take any messing, but I will help where I can. And they haven't got that anymore. There's nowhere that they can go to do that.
This is the thing, and like being at because as you know, obviously I came to the trailer to interview a few of your customers on your last day, and just to see people and their emotions and seeing what it meant to them, it was far more than just food. And I kept in the back of my mind, which actually made me get quite teary in the day, like, we've got a lot of vulnerable people around Telford and surrounding, and some of these vulnerable people may never like the whole day might not have had a single conversation. So that kind of stop and just a bit of a chit chat with you, how you doing, what you up to, that could be the only conversation they've had the whole day.
Yeah,
and that's a beautiful thing.
And a hug. They get hugs where they may never get a hug.
Exactly.
And they get to spill their heart.
Yeah.
And they know it's safe.
Yes, 100%. Have you had any special messages or reactions from your regulars since announcing the relocation?
I've had beautiful cards. I've had so many flowers.
It's like a florist in your house on the night, wasn't it? I did see it. I was like, wow.
Thank God for double Belfast sinks I got on there.
I love that.
Absolutely.
One thing I did notice, and I said this to you and you went, really? After you'd left on that very last day, someone had laid flowers at the trailer. And they did. They laid 2 bunches of flowers at that trailer.
Somebody's put on my on Facebook, what's all the fuss about? It's only a trailer. But it's not, is it?
No, it's not.
It's a lot more than that.
Definitely. Now, you've always shown so much resilience. What are some of the things helping you to stay strong and focused throughout this transition?
I feel everything's for a reason. Whatever I've gone through in my life, and I've gone through a lot, and it's all fine, because I can feel now empathy for anyone else that's going through it. So I don't believe in dwelling on things that have happened, like negative things. I believe in making the negative into a positive, and that for me is whoever needs me. Sometimes people just need to know that you understand. Nothing else. They don't need anything else, just somebody else that's been there and understands.
Yeah, 100%. What are your hopes for the new location then? What kind of environment are you hoping to create wherever within Urey Street Food next time?
Well, obviously I want the same environment.
Of course you do.
I am a little bit worried because people call past every day, all day. I've got people going, love you, Normi, cars bipping, we've got you, Normi.
Is that woman off TikTok?
and that. But I get that in the supermarket or anywhere.
Oh, really?
Anyway, so I won't get that.
No.
People are going to have to come inside to see me, and I don't know. I've said to everyone, if you're not coming in, just give us a knock on the window and wave.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I am concerned about.
Yeah.
I'll have a loo and running water.
Hey.
I'll be able to drink and wee.
Absolutely.
Like a normal person.
At the same time.
Well, if I want to.
You've got the choice there. Now, how can the community support you during this time of change? Are there ways that people can stay connected or help spread the word about the new location when it's announced?
Well, I'm still on TikTok Live. And I'm trying to do that more now. Before it was a battle, can I get everything done here so that I can do a bit of live? But I'm making a point of going on there, and I've got people that are coming on, oh, we've been past today and we miss you. And I say, there's no need to miss me, look, I'm here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do to keep up. I'm a bit worried that everyone's getting sick of me because I'm constantly putting these posts up about leaving, and it all does start looking a bit negative, but it's not. I don't feel down about it at all. The last week was really hard because people were coming to say goodbye and having a cry. That was really difficult, but I'm not down. I'm up again already.
Love that.
And ready for the next challenge. And I haven't turned my back on anyone. I'll still be there if anyone needs me.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people, for instance, there's a little guy that's been coming. He's in care, and he's been coming for a few years. And he only comes like once every few months. But he comes charging up. He goes, Nana Noodles. And comes and gives me a big hug, and his carers wait while I make him some chips or do him a brownie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know I've gone, and that is the most upsetting thing.
Yeah, that must be hard. That must be really hard. Now, you've turned every challenge into an opportunity. What lessons are you taking with you onto this next chapter?
Just not lessons really. I just want to keep treating people the way I do.
Yeah. Because it works overall, doesn't it?
It works. I don't really think anything needs changing. I've learnt different things on the way. Like, there've been some really, really harsh lessons. One thing that I did, one really hard lesson for me was I helped a homeless guy. I can talk about it because he's not even in this country anymore, and nobody will know him anyway. But he started going past the trailer, and he always looked like cold and hungry. Well, I felt he looked cold and hungry anyway. And he would go past and he'd look a bit angry and sad. So I just wave at him when he went past and he'd just carry on walking. And then it got to the point where he'd give me a little wave back. And then he'd say, like, hi, as he went past. And I thought, do you know what? I might be the only person to speak to him. And then Christmas time came and I got Gino to wait for him with a little gift for him. Anyway, he started coming to the trailer and saying hello. So I took the opportunity to get him some flasks so that I could give him water, and food flasks so I could feed him. So I started feeding him a few times a day. I got hold of different homeless shelters and tried to get him. I did get him help. Bought him a tent so that he was at least warm, sleeping bag, that was all fine. And other people would be at the trailer and see, and they would put a bit of help in as well. And I always get, I can't say it's all come out of my pocket, because people leave gifts of kindness. So I was using those gifts of kindness to help him. And so yeah, it was great. And then I started giving him some gardening work, and then the neighbours saw that, oh, he's really good. He really took pride in my garden, and the neighbours saw, so they started giving him work as well. And then sadly, that made him go back on the drink because he got money in his pocket. So that was obviously the original problem. So I went from saving his life to giving him to feeding him up and keeping him warm, to breaking him because he got in a real bad state with drink. And that was a massive kick in my teeth, because I really...
But your intentions were pure there.
They were, but I still... It was a stupid thing for me to do. And when I had to let him go, I had to let him go to breaking point. And then when he did come back around, if ever, occasionally he'd show up every so many months and ask if he could have some work, I'd only give him 2 hours in the garden, so that then he would only have enough for a bit of food and tobacco. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn the hard way with that.
Yeah.
So that was one of the hardest things probably
I'm
that
sure,
I've gone through.
We definitely live and learn, don't we, in these circumstances. Now, look into this new premises of Oaken Gates, which I'm excited for, and I know there's a lot of other people that are very, very excited. And I hope, Normi, and you don't have to do this, it's just an idea, but I hope you have some sort of launch day for this. We need to make this a big deal. No, of course not. That's in about 5 minutes' time. I hope you have some sort of launch day and you make it a big deal.
There will be a launch, because I've got help from the council, so they want to be part of that.
Amazing.
But I don't think that I'm going to make it too public, because I want to get in there and make sure that everything's working properly first.
Right, okay.
And then I might do a big opening after that. So I think I'll give myself a week first.
Yeah, okay. So
we'll see.
What kind of experience can people expect from this new premises? Like, will it be a takeaway, or will it have space for the customers to sit down and enjoy their meals?
It's tiny. It's only tiny. So it's long, but the restaurant area is only really small. So we'll just have benches at the side, so you can plonk your bum down if you want. But it'll be mainly a takeaway. It'll be in them lovely little cartons that you used to eat out of.
Lovely. Is there anything new on the menu, or any surprises that you're planning for the opening?
No, there's not. I'm going to offer the same menu, but add specials to it as well. Oh
wow! Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Go on.
Sorry, I can't take anything off because there's so many people have their. Like, they come every week and have exactly the same.
True.
I can't start taking that away from them. They're all looking forward to having it again.
Definitely. What's one lesson that you've learned as a business owner that you think more people should hear?
I think don't give up. Even like my business wasn't as profitable at the end than it was like halfway through, because of the cost of living.
Yeah.
And so my oil's gone up by double, my gas has gone up by double. I can't put my meals up by double because people are all in the same position as me. So you've got to really love what you're doing and not do it for the money. And if it comes to a point where you are earning money, then that's like enough money, or more than enough money, that's great. It's seen me through. It's paid my mortgage and my bills, but I never expected to get rich from it.
No, sure, yeah. Thank you so much, Normi, for joining me in the Dribbz Talks podcast. How have you found it?
I've really enjoyed
Have
it.
you? Thank you so much to everyone that likes, shares and subscribes to my channel. We need this. I'm continuously trying to fight these algorithms, so to each and everyone that puts their time into listening to these episodes, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Normi, for being a fantastic guest, and to everyone else, have a blessed day.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dribbz Talks podcast. We're bringing it to you real, raw and uncut. A safe place where we can talk about anything and everything. So like, share and subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked.
Everything's gonna be just fine, everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time, that's what the leaflets say.